just received the Jim Gray Award, and being there and looking out on the audience of people who were there and what they're each contributing, I'm thinking to myself, this is a collective thing. This is something we all deserve together because we're all pushing for the same thing that Jim had the original vision for.
Microsoft Research, since 2008, we've presented the Jim Gray Award at our annual eScience meeting. Jim was a unique person, that he really was a networker. He could create communities and bring lots of disparate peoples together to make something happen, to give them a sense of purpose.
Jim Gray was such an awesome colossus.
He was always very interested in what other people did, and he really made you feel special when you were with him. You felt when you were talking to Jim that you were one of his best friends.
In every sense of the word, he was a real leader, and for that reason, we miss him in the community, and the Jim Gray Award is an attempt to carry on the tradition that he inspired.
So the Jim Gray Award is for work in what is called data-intensive science, but it means, I think, more than that, in that much of the data-intensive science has to be collaborative.
Essentially what was the essence of what Jim was trying to get across, which is the importance of this fourth paradigm and the idea that how we manage data and how we effectively use data and ultimately get to knowledge from that data and communicate that knowledge.
All of the people who have won the Jim Gray Award have done a lot to help other scientists do better work.
What I'm most passionate about is accelerating scientific discovery. My inspiration for collaboration is 14-year-old girls. 14-year-old girls collaborate big time. They're never off the phone. They're always on the websites. They're always doing Facebook. They're always twittering away. They're constantly gossiping. We need scientific gossiping. I applied Facebook ideas to collaborating and sharing of scientific protocols. And guess what? It worked. Because why wouldn't it? Scientists who didn't know one another could collaborate and build on one another's efforts. So to create communities of scientists working together.
What inspires me is to do science that in fact improves the way people make decisions. I'm an Earth system scientist. I study the Earth. I'm mainly interested in hydrology, and in hydrology I'm mainly interested in snow. The study of snow in the hydrologic cycle is important because so much of our water supply comes from melting snow, and worldwide probably a sixth of Earth's population depends on snow and glacier melt for their water supply. And that's over 1 billion people. Our group freely shares everything we do, all the measurements we make, all the data we collect up in the mountains is available to anyone else. That way we sort of help science progress.
I think what I love most about the job is really getting a sense that you're making some kind of difference. My area is mainly in computational biology, so I actually use computers to try and solve biological problems. And then more recently, and I guess of most relevance to this award, is I've become interested in scholarly communication and basically trying to address the question, can we improve the way that science is disseminated and comprehended? 20 years down the road, the time it takes to get from analysing and looking at some data to getting to some new finding about that data will be far reduced. If that's the case, then eScience has been successful.
The future of eScience is about developing the tools to enable scientists to manage and understand data more rapidly and more easily. And I think there is plenty to do for the next 5 to 10 years. My hope for the future is that people won't be talking about eScience in 10 years' time because it will be the normal way to do science. So eScience will become science as we go to the future.